You've got to fight for what you want, for all that you believe. It's right to fight for what we want, to live the way we please. As long as we have done our best, then no one can do more. And life and...
Bonsoir, mes petits choux-fleurs. Yes, hello there. Welcome to the Flashing Blade podcast. Insert 80s quote here. I did have one, but I'd forgotten it.
I ain't got time to bleed.
It's 80s music quote.
Oh.
This town ain't big enough for the boat. No, that wasn't 80s.
70s.
Yeah.
Sparks. I'm going to see them when they come to Glasgow Barrowlands next year. Can't wait.
I'll come back to you. Anyway, with me, I'm Siobhan. Hello. With me, right, I got this right. Up there, at the top there on the right, yeah, that's Dr. Sinister. Up there is Eddie, looking authoritarian and very knowledgeable, I might say. And over there is Brian.
Hello.
He's looking American tonight. Now, the first thing we need to...
Siobhan, first I would like to welcome you to the bottom row. I know it's been a while, but welcome down here with me.
I just felt
it's
I
lovely
needed
to have you down here finally.
Is this a sinister takeover?
No. I just felt you needed a little bit of boosting up. By the way, congratulations on wearing one of your T-shirts the right way round or one of your T-shirts the wrong way round.
Well, this is Sean's T-shirt. This is the one that I'll give to Sean when we go down. I'll get mine fixed before we go. 3 weeks time.
Because we're going to have that, we'll be getting that signed, that absolute work of genius to be auctioned off. Because we're doing a 24-hour gaming stream. Bunch of Doctor Who fans doing that. What could possibly go wrong? Right, news. There was probably some news. Anybody got any news?
Only that we're doing the stream sometime after next month, so...
Yeah, well, the way we were looking at it is Diablo 2 goes live on, I think it's September the 24th. We're going to give it a couple of weeks after that before doing it live, so the servers aren't knackered and any major glitches may have been patched out. Which makes sense. So it'll be Christmassy, it'll be nice. It will, 24 hours non-stop playing this. Oh, God, that'll be fun. Anyway, how's your week been, Eddie?
It's busy and I'm really tired, but I've been geared up for this. I'm looking forward to this. This just makes the end of the week.
Can I just say that T-shirt really does work for you?
Thank you.
That's all right. Dr. Sinister, how's your week? I'm assuming it's been a week since last Friday when we just did Genesis of the Daleks.
Yeah, I'm having to evacuate lots of people from Kabul at the moment, so I'm a little bit distracted.
Really? I thought we were the ones flooding them in.
No. I've outsourced.
All right, fair enough. Okay, that's the first of tonight's bad taste jokes, boys and girls. And finally, Brian, what have you been up to this week?
It's been a really busy week. I'm a bit knackered, but yeah.
Oh, knackered. That's a good British phrase. We're having an influence. We're having an influence.
The trouble is, I'm looking at him now and wanting a large American steak. And I don't know why.
Because steak is delicious.
Yes, I know it is, and I hardly ever have it. Anyway.
That's on the menu.
How well done do you like it? Rare, medium rare?
It depends on the thickness of the steak.
Okay.
To be fair. Thanks, Gate Saga. The people who were booked to come and do it didn't come and do it. And I haven't heard from them since.
Shocker.
So I've asked someone I know up at the local cafe who says he's a carpenter. He's going to, hopefully, tomorrow evening come and have a little look. And There we go. And just so we're clear, none of the Flashing Blades schedule is going to be interrupted because of family events. The only time we're going to be interrupted is going to be the weekend of the 4th of September. So basically, there'll be no Flashing Blade on the Sunday the 5th. I think that's fair.
Yeah, I think we'll all be catching up with your sleep.
We're trying to get home.
Yeah.
Frankly. I mean, can you imagine if both you and me went the wrong way? You'd end up down here, I'd end up there.
At least we'd have somewhere to stay.
Well, no, because my car key fob, I have to have the key fob with me in the car for the car to work. My key fob is on my house door keys. Therefore, I would have my house door keys with me.
Same here. But Andrew would let you in if she was ethereal and had metamorphosized and it was temporal things that allowed her to be
Listen,
in that place.
Listen, I know what
believe in her, therefore she exists.
I know what your neighbours are like. I shall do my very own, very, very, very loud seance to get her here.
To get her back to form. Yes.
Yes. So that was good this time round. I remember to ask you up front, rather than anything else. Does anybody have any special news?
Special news?
Yeah. I keep thinking there's a bit of Doctor Who news, but I know there isn't.
Yeah, there must have been something this week.
I can't.
don't think there is.
I think Web of Fear's out with the extra animated episode. In fact, I thought I'd ordered it and somehow it hadn't been delivered. No, I hadn't ordered it at all. And now I'm reconsidering not ordering it, frankly, because I've already got it on Amazon. I've got it on DVD. Do I need,
Mine's not arriving till tomorrow. I'm a bit put out.
Amazon are really a little bit later than some of the other services.
Well, they don't deliver on a Sunday.
So Amazon do.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah, they do here.
Oh,
In fact-
in fact, believe me, we had Kablam in Jodie's first season. That particular scenario, whatever, that nowadays that would be a Doomwatch episode. Staff members being overworked and Czech doing everything, and
In fact, here's
We
an
do a live Doomwatch episode of Kablam.
I even had a Royal Mail delivery today.
on a Sunday.
Yes. Yes, they started doing them on Sundays with parcels.
That's obviously to compete then with like your Amazons and
Dear
stuff.
God, we're in the future. Dear me. So anyway, yeah, that was that. I don't think there's any particular newsy stuff to talk about at all. We've all had fairly dull or horrible weeks, which is fair enough. So let's get on to doing some reviewing, because it can't be that bad, can it? We shall see. And now, from the worlds of BBC Television's Doctor Who, it's Doctor Who. First Doctor Who, who's probably a pre-Hartnell Doctor. They've Im, Stephen, and Dodo, who's just mysteriously boarded the ship, land on a ship with a steel sky, and it turns out to be some sort of Ark ship. And there's a real elephant. Fair dues to them for the real elephant. Dodo's got a cold with which he infects the human race, because this is far into the future. They're fleeing the impending death of the Earth, not realising that Rose Tide is a lot closer. And it's the Ark, basically. Dodo's cold goes round the crew because they've got no immunity to it. However, the Doctor comes up with a cure, and they bugger off after 2 episodes. Everything's fine.
And the Beatles are in it.
I was about to get to the Beatles. Because when they were there was this huge statue, because their journey to Refusus, the planet they were going to, would take a certain amount of time. So they started building the statue.
700 years.
Yeah, and at the end of the 700 years, the statue would be built. So, anyway, TARDIS dematerializes, lands again, they step outside. Oh, look, we're in another jungle. Look up, and the statue has been finished, but with the heads of the monoids, originally the slightly more servile creatures. And then it becomes a bit silly. The monoids have a thing about making sure their food is safe. The security kitchen. I'm sure one of you will go into deep analysis of the security kitchen, but it ain't going to be me. Who wants to go first? Good.
I'll go. I don't normally volunteer, but
Go on, then.
I like this.
You get a lolly.
I thought this was surprisingly good. It starts off. It's actually two stories, right? So, I hope you would agree. It's the first story is it's a race against time. They're accused of introducing a plague. The Doctor has to save them, saves them, and it sets up the whole thing around. There's a statue that's going to get built because they're fleeing the Earth because you stole my Rose Tyler joke. Rose Tyler's floating about there somewhere, so they all leave, and wouldn't we all? So they've got 700 years to build this statue, and you see the plans for it. Human face at the top. And then they leave, and then they come back, and it's 700 years later, and there's a monoid face at the top of the statue. And I thought, Planet of the Apes. It was just the whole rebellion thing, and I thought, does this predate Planet of the Apes?
Yes.
Because
Yes. Quite a bit.
This is 1965, 66. It's 966.
oh, damn you all to hell, Charlton Heston, because you stole the idea. It was Doctor Who did it first. I love these Doctor Who did it first things.
When did the book come out?
Oh, right, okay.
Ooh.
Did the whole Statue of Liberty thing, was that not done for the film though? Did that come from the book?
That was done for the film, I think.
Yeah.
Then
Yeah.
went on for a starring role in...
Potentially they stole it from Doctor Who. We'll give them the benefit of the doubt. But I just thought this was great done. Dodo as a character, that's maybe the first time I can recall actually watching Dodo. Why was she wearing a Crusader uniform?
I can help you remember the other time you watched Dodo, because she was wearing rings on her fingers and bells on her toes.
No, I can't remember that at all. Sorry, I've managed to. Sinister has used his brain wiping technology to actually remove all references from that from my memory. Thank you, Sinister.
Hang on, your brain wiping technology is basically bang and the brain is gone.
Don't forget, I can bring it back into your memory anytime I choose.
Yes, he's holding my family hostage and he's threatened me with that as well. So yes, that's why I'm very subservient.
I don't like have somebody coming around trying to fiddle with my minions. I may have to send a load of workmen wearing overalls and workmen's helmets down shooting machine guns or something. Hello, Sean, sweetheart.
I like Dodo. I'm not so sure about Stephen. It's a couple episodes now with Stephen. That one I can vaguely recall. But you know what? This was a good story. I like the premise, the whole arc and space piece. There was the planet they went to, which I can't remember the name.
Refusus.
It's okay. Yeah. So that's these ethereal creatures that have no bodily form because there was some sort of astral disaster, and they've basically their planet's vacant and they're setting it up. It was well written. Good, well acted, I think, as well. The other thing I liked about it, though, was that it looked as though there's some good money spent on it. Sorry, I'll let you go.
No, it's not that. It's something you said reminded me of something that Sinister said, but I shall let Sinister say it.
Oh, I know where you're going. Yeah.
So, carry on, please.
No, so it looked as though some money spent on it. Kind of the wee device that the monoids were driving about. The elephant was there, the backgrounds. So this looked as though this had some investment spent on it, and as it showed, I enjoyed it. So yeah.
Fair enough.
one of the Hartnell episodes I would actually recommend. Good.
Fair enough. Sinister, please. Your views. They're not important, but you know.
So, a little bit of a controversial opinion to start with, and I fully expect to be shouted down for this. Hartnell, not my favourite Doctor. In fact, and it's no fault of his, he's probably my least favourite Doctor.
Have you heard the stuff I've done?
Yes, I have. That's you, not him. I'll tell you the reason for this.
Take that right here.
When I was a young clone, I was very ill one week, and I was in bed and off school, and my mum bought me some Doctor Who books to read, and one of them was The Crusaders. Possibly the most interminably dull book for a 12-year-old ever to read, and it completely soured my whole opinion of the entire Hartnell era, and I usually find them a bit of a struggle to get through.
Your mum's on Facebook, isn't she? She often replies to some of your pictures. We're going to have some words.
Anyway, so with that in mind, I wasn't really looking forward to watching this. In fact, I used to collect the Doctor Who VHS cassettes, and when I upgraded to DVD, as the DVDs came out, I was throwing the VHS cassettes away, and I discovered I'd never even opened the Ark. I hadn't watched it. So, in fact, this is only the second time I've ever watched it, because I watched it when it came out on DVD, and I've watched it now, and it was actually okay.
I'll take that. You still wounded me right here, but I'll take that.
So, I liked the set design. It's a big old set, wasn't it? That control room, the Ark, that was pretty big. I've got to ask the question. You know the thing they were driving around on. They had something very similar in Genesis of the Daleks when we did that a little while ago, and it also looks like the thing they had on Yavin 4 in Star Wars, which was filmed at Pinewood, was it not?
I'm also thinking very possibly of the little truck that the Vogons had in Revenge of the Cybermen, except that was studio-based. I think I could be wrong.
Anyway, it just makes me wonder whether it's the same piece of kit they're just reusing all the time.
Why not? I campaigned for a return of that two long tube, red flashing tubes.
Yeah,
Star Trek prop. I want that back.
I've told you before, that's a prop you can rent. It's in loads of films, including The Last Starfighter, I believe.
Right.
Anyway,
I want that.
It's a prop you can rent. I
have to talk to Doctor Who about that.
Big old set.
Yep.
Quite impressed by that.
Yeah.
The jungle set was nice as well. They had some animals in there.
I preferred the 80s section, but okay.
I'll go with what Eddie said. It's a story in two halves, and it's very well done. It's a nice sci-fi concept, where they end up in the same place.
It could only work back then because back then they had different story titles for each episode, so you didn't know how long a story was.
Yeah. It was interesting. I thought that it was going to take 700 years to reach Refusis, and they'd clearly only just left because they saw the Earth explode. And they weren't that far away from it, by the looks of it. So clearly travelling at sublight speeds, which makes me wonder why, if we're 10 million years in the future, was the spaceship just so huge it just couldn't achieve FTL?
Well, it would have had to achieve FTL at some stage because, if you haven't got FTL, 700 years sublight's not going to mean a fucking thing.
No.
So it must have had FTL. Most of the crew shrunk down and miniaturized, ready for...
Yeah.
Now, your theory about Spiridon.
Well, there's one other thing I want to say, that is, I obviously wasn't paying attention when I watched it on DVD because I noticed Michael Sheard was in it.
Yes.
And I thought that's nice because I met him once. Anyway, so I did have a theory, but I'm not really sold on this theory. And I usually reject theories that kind of make the universe of a science fiction show too small. For example, in the Star Wars EU, it got so up its own arse. Everybody knew everybody, and everything was so small because everything only ever happened on Tatooine, and it was really boring because Tatooine's meant to be this out of the way fucking dead place, and yet every other bloody adventure in the EU was happening on Tatooine.
I own that planet. Do you mind?
Anyway, I had a thought that maybe Refusis having a series of invisible inhabitants was maybe Spyrodon in the future. It's also got a jungle on it. But I must admit, this is a little bit tenuous.
You've also got to know the time gap between it. The Spyrodon stuff was essentially at the same time as Frontier in Space. So we're looking at, 26th century, 27th century, something like
we're
that.
supposed to be 10 million years in the future in Ark in Space.
Exactly. So, and it's not Ark in Space.
The Ark.
The Ark, yeah, exactly.
Anyway.
How does that tie in with End of the World, by the way? That time frame?
I think wasn't End of the World like billions and billions of years in the future?
So you
Was
think
it
this
Earth as
could
well?
just...
Was it? It was just that there was the end of the human race, not the end of Earth. Could be wrong.
Well, no, the Ark, it's the end of Earth. You see the Earth gently.
Oh, sorry, I'm getting
away.
the Tenet thing with the devices.
Also gets destroyed by the sun.
Yeah.
Maybe it got better.
3 deaths for Atlantis.
Yes.
2 for Earth.
At least.
However, I reserve the right to change those figures should, in the meantime, another version of Atlantis pop up.
Couple of tiny other things.
Yes.
Did anyone else notice the film crew scuttling away near the start of episode 4?
That would have
honest, I
involved
didn't.
me watching it, and I didn't this week.
Okay, well, basically, you're looking at the Doctor, and then in the bottom left of the screen, you see some people who are not Guardians and who are not Monoids, and they quickly get out of shot.
Were they the Dowls?
Maybe.
The documentary filmmakers that were following them on their journey. So maybe that's maybe what it was.
The Monoids. So, number one, why do they need a kitchen when they've got no mouths?
Maybe they have mouths in their foreheads.
And number two, they're vicious bastards, aren't they? Because they weren't being treated that badly by the humans.
No.
Don't you
And
wave
they-
a sonic screwdriver at me, mate?
And one other thing, in episode 4, there's a scene where there's a big shootout between the Monoids. Which is quite cool, actually. And Monoid with number 4 looks over and sees Monoid number 4 and promptly kills Monoid number 4.
Suicide then.
No, because Monoid number 4 is then alive.
Hang on a second. They discovered what the Sensorites discovered. That you can change your number around and people won't realise. Except it backfired a bit. Possibly. Or is the dead Monoid number 4 the imposter or the real number 4?
Anyway,
You need to know.
I think we have a conspiracy theory here.
I think we do.
But I thought the captain, the commander in the first episode, was a bit too smiley and a bit weird. Anyway, that's me done.
He's commanding a ship away from a home planet that's about to be destroyed. How do you think he would be?
He just seems a bit simple.
It's heavy Valium.
But I'm in total agreement, and not just because he's still holding my family hostage. With Hartnell's Doctor Who, we were still in the era that had to be educational, and
Yes.
so that's how you would got
Very
episodes
much.
like the Crusaders. If I'd been back there, this had been the sort of thing I'd have hated, like Marco Polo and the anything that was too historical. Set it in space, sci-fi, proper epic view like this. This is good. This is good hunting.
I do have to say that, I have to admit, if you're holding his family hostage, giving Sean access to the internet isn't necessarily a good idea.
Oh, is he on?
Yeah.
Oh no,
Yeah.
he does that now and again just so I can make sure he's okay. Can I ask?
It's
No.
proof of life.
Are you okay, Sean?
Have the guards allowed you to browse the internet.
I don't get that at all. Just keep
Oi,
agreeing
oi.
for the love of God. I'm now. No, I'm lost. Could anybody explain that conversation? Is this a family conversation?
He's telling Eddie to keep agreeing with Sinister for the love of God,
Ah, thank you very
or else the
much.
family will be disintegrated or lowered
You see,
slowly into
this
the
is
enzyme vat.
why-
Because acid really doesn't dissolve
This is
people as
this
fast
is
as
why
it does.
I'd make a ruthless. I'd make a useless ruthless dictator. I'd forget I even had the families. You see. 3 green. All you
Well,
got to work on 3 green trees.
the reason why you wouldn't be a good ruthless dictator is because, well, you've got no fence, so that everybody can just escape. So until you get the fence sorted out, get that sorted out first. Then
Sorted out
you
today's quote for the top of the show. Near a tree by a river, there's a hole in the ground where an old man of Arran goes around and around. In his mind and the people in the middle of the night, for a strange kind of passion there's a wrong and a right. And he'll never ever fight. There you go, Sean. Work those out and we'll be able to rescue you.
remember there was news. I knew there was news. It's just came to me. I'll save it for later if you want to. Sorry, I'll keep it.
No, that's all right.
Okay, go ahead.
The longer
We
you
got a
keep...
comment. We got a comment.
We got a comment.
comment.
My God, yes, I'd forgotten we got a comment. Somebody commented on one of our videos. Was it the reaction one? It must have been one of the reaction
It's
ones.
the
right?
reaction.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And these don't. No, nobody comments on these. But I mean, I was knocked sideways, and I gave a very pleasant reply. I think, and I think both you boys did as well, didn't you?
Yeah.
Yeah, we kind of inundated him.
With the my God,
Yeah,
thank you. You've
I
given us a comment.
Thank you for commenting. Even though we were gonna. Yeah.
And then you click on the
The
thing,
ugly
and
cry.
he
It
doesn't
was-
actually exist. Actually, he does exist. He's got quite a nice
Yeah, it was. I checked out his channel.
Yeah, not creepy at all. Who's liked me? Is it somebody who's good? Is it? Is it? I don't know. Do you want to talk about Doctor Who tonight then, Brian?
Sure.
So don't talk about Hartnell, though. Sinister hates it.
Don't talk about Hartnell.
No, it's
I
just-
like this episode. I like the whole arc. I like the whole dual storytelling for the
Yeah.
same setting. That was amazing. I wasn't a big fan of the monoids having the eye right in the mouth, and you can tell their tongue is just moving it around.
Yeah.
So that made
So you're
me
saying that,
wonder
that they're a
whole
bit
bunch.
of a tongue-in-cheek monster?
Yeah. That made me wonder all about their dialogue and stuff.
Tongue twister.
It wasn't tongue in cheek. It was an eyeball in your mouth.
Oh,
If
yeah.
anything, you can make a BDSM joke about it. I mean, that
Shush!
would
Someone's child is watching.
nobody's watching.
He's basically saying Sean's just typing random things just for the sheer hell of it.
Mm-hmm.
Hey, where's
Yeah,
Retta tonight?
Quote.
Where's Retta tonight?
I don't know.
She's playing
might be
Diablo,
watching.
isn't she?
She's probably playing Diablo. Hang on. Okay, I had to kill something. It was a good show. I liked it. Was this one done live as well, or was this a
As
friendly-
live.
Whatever.
No, seriously, it is as live. They have a couple of recording breaks, but
Okay, so they have some
but
recording.
they're under strict instructions to keep those recording breaks down to a minimum because of the cost of editing the tape.
Okay. All right. I think I was most impressed about instant chicken wings. Did you guys see that in the kitchen? They had this pot of stuff,
Yeah.
and they
Yeah,
just
yeah.
pour some things on it. Instant chicken wings. Now,
You're living
I'm
in
just
the
gonna
wrong
say-
time, my friend.
I'm just gonna say, what a wonderful time we live in.
It's civilized,
they-
isn't it? If you're going to get detained anywhere, get detained in the kitchen.
The
Oh, that's
security
good.
Change
kitchen.
in
It's
the
like, yeah.
kitchen. You have instant chicken wings. You can make yourself as much as you want. I'm just all sorts of impressed.
You must have loved that episode of Community about the chicken wings.
Never watched it.
Shh.
Yeah, I don't watch primetime TV. I don't care.
Was Community primetime TV over there?
Over here, yeah. Community, The Office.
You're missing
I
a
couldn't
lot.
ask about it.
Community, you are missing. It's the thing Dan Harmon did before Rick and Morty.
Yeah, I haven't watched that either.
Okay, we'll forget that then. So,
Yeah.
on the whole, apart from the fact Hartnell was in it, you bastard sinister, we enjoyed it, did we?
Yeah.
It was. Sean will get that. That was a Sean reference.
Yes, quite so, indeed.
Hey, quit signaling them. Quit signaling them.
Sorry. I'm forgetting. We've been Sorry, Sean. We're being monitored.
Being monitored.
Now, two of us actually managed to listen. Oh, next week, Underworld we're doing. Fourth Doctor story, season 15. Big Finish. Yes, we're looking at Big Finish. Some of us have actually managed to complete listening to this set. Not all of us. So hands up who's managed to listen to at least 3 of the stories. Hands up who's managed to listen to 2 of the stories. 1 of the stories. Right then, so Eddie and I will be discussing this. This is the box that I wish they'd launched the Ninth Doctor with.
Yes. Absolutely.
Quite frankly, because it works. He's back. He's found his feet again as the Ninth Doctor. He's just that bit more serious, and it's the Ninth Doctor finally. We've got it back, and thankfully it's a set of linear stories, which, like I say, I think they did it no favors by launching with an unlinear story. There's 3 stories in the set. It's all about the Doctor answering distress calls of one description or another. Can't say more, for obvious reasons. It's brand new. But all I can say is the Ninth Doctor's definitely back now. There you go. Eddie.
Totally agree. I thought I was really looking forward to Big Finish and Eccleston coming, because Eccleston is one of my favourite Doctors. And I think, we only get 1 season of him. We did the rewatch, and when you do that rewatch, he was so good. He was really so good. But he was serviced with some good stories. The first Big Finish, it was epic. They tried to do a bit too much with it. They threw everything but the kitchen sink in it, and it was unlinear, which made it at times, for my simple brain, a little bit hard to follow. These are 3 stories which are great. The first one, I actually thought watching it, cuckoo. I thought the first one was like what Fearheart could have been if it had been done properly. It's really, really good. Again, I'm not biased the fact that they set it in Scotland, in Dundee, at all. But just really, really clever, really, really well written. And the premise of it as well is just really, really, really just quite clever and really good. So, first story, great. Second one, 1946. It's just after the war. It's post-war France. And I've never seen the film 1917, but I'm told it's like one big scene and it's just one big chase, and it just keeps going in total excitement. 2.
Strictly speaking, it's 2. There's 1 time jump in it, but other than that, it's intended to be a seamless flow.
But this is not particularly seamless, but it's non-stop excitement. It's a big chase, and I'm going to leave it there. And it's just great. And in the third one,
Nice.
it's just really, really clever again. It's the Doctor is going to visit a planet, and he basically gets trapped there. And there's a whole premise about how he's going to escape, and I'll keep it really high level at that, because again, it's so good. The key thing over the 3 of them, and you hit the nail on the head. The Ninth Doctor's back. The first one, because there was so much in it, and it was so big and epic, we didn't get the chance to actually hear. Eccleston's there. It's the Ninth Doctor. The Ninth Doctor's patter's back. That little bit of sarcasm, but it's not cutting like Tennant's is. really, really good.
And finally, a mention that something has happened in his past,
yes.
which we want because, we're heading towards, we're either heading towards Rose or we're right at the end of the adventure of Rose when he's so, yeah.
And again, in any of these, no companions. Well, one potential, but no companions, and he doesn't need them. And there was references as well in the third story, which again I'm not going to spoil, to future stories, which is great. I was so desperate hearing the first one to say that, oh, this is fantastic. It was okay. It wasn't fantastic. These are fantastic. This is proper Ninth Doctor, and that's why I get a bit excited when you mentioned that this is what they should have launched with. This is just 3 low-key, basic stories, allowing the characters to actually drive the story, not they trying to be clever with plots and make it all twisty and turny. This is really worth the listen. Brilliant. It was. So I'll even go as far to say fantastic.
You have done an awful lot.
Yes, sir.
Without giving away any spoilers or plot, are there any bad wolf references?
No, not to my knowledge, not yet.
Oh, that's a shame.
There are references in there which New Who fans will like. I'll just leave it at that.
Yeah, I can't actually remember what they are. Don't tell me.
I won't say.
No.
I won't say.
Next week's Big Finish, we've no idea what we're going to do yet. I'm not sure what's coming out. Push comes to shove, I would like to do the War Master set that everybody else failed to listen to. Because it's 4 episodes, which is bloody brilliant. So next week we will look at the War Master. You're not getting out of it. You're going to thank me for it, believe me. So there we go. That's that. That's good. Now, how do I put this? Eddie, you gave me cause for concern earlier this week.
Yeah, I think I know where you're going.
In chat.
Eddie,
You
are you
claimed, you, if it was you typing, but whoever it was typing, claimed to have enjoyed a Doomwatch episode.
okay? Was that a cry for help, Eddie?
Do we need to intervene?
It may have been a cry for help, but again, let's put it in perspective, right? I watched this. It kind of made sense. The story had a beginning, middle, and an end. It wasn't overly misogynistic or just bad framed or just horrible. So I quite liked this episode this week. I actually thought it was quite good. I had sympathy for one of the main characters in it, the boy, and I thought, right, that's a first. And I got to the end of it and I thought, it didn't end horribly. So I quite liked it.
Okay, can anybody name possibly... Oh, hang on a second. What have we got? One,
Don't ask me any
2
characters.
actors from Doctor Who that turned up in this one. No? All right. It's losing its
No,
interest.
there was one of them, not the guy for Doctor in the House, one of the young nasty guys.
It
one
might
of-
be, actually. Right, so I'm sorry, but for the moment, it's going up because you had Colin Jeavons, who's, as you know, is in The Underwater Menace, but also Canine and Company. And then that bloke that played Barusa in Deadly Assassin. So there we go. It's important information I needed
Yeah,
to
again.
impart.
Put it up, you might as well just keep it up.
Yeah, keep it up.
It's losing it. The thing is, because we're all wearing it now, it's losing its oomph. It's,
Clearly, we need to come up with something else now.
we've owned being unworthy, you see.
Yeah, this is what we do now.
If we do it now, it's ironic.
Mm-hmm.
Okay,
So
so
what do
we
we
got
got
Hoover.
here?
We get as many of these things together, and then we'll come up with something else stupid for next year.
Okay,
A new story
I'm
arc.
done with that.
All right, that's good. All right. Did you see Doomwatch, Brian?
Of course.
Your thoughts, please.
Pseudoscience.
Always.
Unfounded pseudoscience run amok in destroying people's lives.
Yep.
And
Late-
honestly, I think Quist just going off.
Could we just
on
point out
what this?
one of the things? We need to point this out right now. Olaf Pooley, yes, that Olaf Pooley, Have That Man Shot Miss Williams, is playing an amoral scientist in this, and he's been testing for double Y chromosomes to detect a latent evil gene, so to speak.
Criminal tendencies.
The
And-
Y chromosome.
Yeah, one of the things was you were very tall.
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah.
A very tall,
Very
Y chromosome.
tall.
Sadistic tendencies, wanting to take control and run
Very
everything.
controlling personality.
Yeah.
Possibly having clones.
I just wanted to point
That
that out.
doesn't sound like anyone we know.
Just thought it needed pointing out. Please carry on, Brian.
Don't know anybody like that.
Yeah, basically, this kid is witch hunted.
It's horrible what happens.
It's horrible what happens to him. There's absolutely not a shred of proof. And
No.
had the headmaster actually spoken with all three boys individually and gotten the story, he would have gotten the same story from at least two of them and would have been able to figure out who did
Do
it.
you know what, Brian? Right, it was a class thing here as well. So it was a convenient label to. It was the guy who goes to the private school who was there on a scholarship. The two fee-paying upper-class twits, they were. It was like no, they were fine. It was just. I was actually quite clever. They had kind of class undertones. And like I said, you really felt sympathy for the main character because he'd been labelled because of his father's history. He was adopted. He'd been tested. He had this predominant Y chromosome, and you feel really sorry for him. I mean, it's maybe just it was the actor was good. Maybe that was it. Because
It was something about the story. The kid was good.
The cast is actually a very, very good cast. Apart from the couple I mentioned, you've also got Bernard Hepton as the kid's dad. He was one of the BBC's top drama actors at the time.
was that Sally Thompson as well playing the sister?
Young Sally Thompson, yeah.
Yeah.
It was a good episode, which is surprising because I'm not used to saying this Doom Watch was a good episode. I mean,
Don't worry, I'm
if I
sure
do
you're
that
not going to have
again,
to say it
I may
again.
Don't worry,
have, you may have to come and get me because I think I've been replaced by a Sinister clone.
Do you think though? I mean, the cast, the actual current cast, main characters weren't really predominantly in it much as well. Do you think that might have
They
something to
weren't.
do
I
with it?
think that may have done something with it.
Yeah.
Because Ridge was barely in it.
I'm still
This
trying to
was
work out
good.
why he wears a dog collar around his shirt.
Yeah. See, See,
Yeah.
I've been trying to figure that out for what the
Yeah.
last season or
Yep.
so. Yeah.
Yep. Is it some
Why the
sort of
hell-
comment that he is in fact Quist's attack dog?
Maybe he's just a sub.
Could just be that. I mean,
Yeah.
he gets around a bit.
I wouldn't put it past him. He seems like he's into the kinky stuff.
I think you could be right. I mean, please move on before I get bad mental images.
You're like,
Oh dear. Anyway, we enjoyed this one then.
strangely enough, yes.
Yeah.
This pleases me. Next week's one is called the Iron Something or Other.
The iron something or other, right? Is that all one word?
Yeah, don't worry, I'll send it to you. I can't for the life. Look, I looked it up before the show. I managed to remember the iron bit.
Uh-huh.
It's an iron lung, which is what I automatically think, but I don't think it is that. The iron room?
Ironing board.
I don't know.
Iron Lady.
Iron
No.
Kingdom, Iron Company, Iron Man.
No.
Starring in it.
Anyway, so there's that. Ladies and gentlemen, we have arrived at the Harvest of Kyros. In which Villa and Avon return to the Liberator, having got themselves into a little bit of trouble just so Avon can get hold of a bit of rock. Rock that can essentially act like a computer framework, which Aurak can't read.
Well, not strictly act like a computer.
It reflects an
Yes.
image of.
It reflects and magnifies.
a slightly bigger image of whatever is scanning it.
So basically, it reflects back. Oh God, it's a spaceship coming at us. But the spaceship that it's reflecting back is bigger and better than the spaceship coming at us.
Don't do a spoiler.
Oh, well, it's too late now. It has the most misogynistic twat going.
And Sutherland was all in for it.
Yeah.
There is at one point in this show you can actually hear that woman's ovaries just pop.
Oh, dear God.
When she strikes the sofa.
So,
Earth is real with Sutherland.
then we had the creatures down on Kyros itself.
Yes.
Yeah.
What episode was this in the series, and had the budget been used for? I don't know.
Fairly midway through.
Episode 5 or 4. 5 of series 3.
Yeah.
So, yeah. It's. Oh, bless them, they tried. But somehow I think Doctor Who would have done it better. I don't know why, but I just do.
Well, it does. This episode did show a glaring flaw in the Federation's strategy.
It was bollocks.
Well, no, over-reliance upon computers.
Yes.
They use the computers to figure out everything. Okay, where should we go in the battle? Alpha Quadrant. Everybody goes to Alpha Quadrant. What does Tarrant do? He goes to Delta Quadrant. Everybody's in Alpha. He's out in
that's
Delta.
something up. How comes Tarrant is suddenly the huge bad boy that everyone's after?
Yeah, I didn't get that.
Yeah. New heroes think.
So
It's basically, it's very strange. Everyone treats the Liberator now like it's Tarrant's ship.
yes,
This is clearly an old episode where Blake was meant to be in it. We all know that by series 3, Avon is the one in charge, and yet everyone treats Tarrant as if he's Blake and that he's the, like you say, he's the big bad they have to catch and all the rest of it. And I have a number of notes on this story.
let's ask the question, on the scale of 1 to 100, how much of a smug, irritating twat is Tarrant this week?
88.
High. Not leaving yourself much
200.
room to go.
No,
Dear, he's
I
broken
thought
it
there was
already.
I thought a little bit that Avon was just cat and mouse with him, though. They were starting to say that.
That's something else. That's the other question that I occasionally ask you. What's the state of Avon's mental health right now?
Well, Avon's totally lost it in this episode because his self-preservation's gone out the window. In the middle of a space battle, he's got Callie in his room talking to her about a bloody rock. He's obsessed with this rock. And
Really, Avon's just checked out of the situation.
I
He
haven't.
knows that Tarrant and Dana can handle things, so he borrows Callie for her mental abilities, which really are shit. And worst telepath in the universe. And she's scanning the rock.
I have a general aversion to any show where the B plot magically resolves the A plot.
Do you have a major inversion as well?
That too.
Okay.
Honestly, I think it's more of Avon showing confidence in his crew.
No.
No.
The other thing
This is Avon hiding secrets from the crew.
Well, it's one of those. It's this whole battle, their whole escape and everything it's so minuscule to his plan. He doesn't even need to be a part of it.
But what
Except at the end when he comes in and shoots everybody.
What is
and
his plan?
I don't know.
Well,
His plan right
I-
now is to get this rock and get it built into the Liberator.
I've got a theory, right, and it could be total rubbish, but he saw the mistakes that Blake made, right? So Blake came in, and it was like it was a cult leader, right? So he's got Tarrant coming in. The crew maybe are looking for a replacement for Blake. Tarrant seems to fit that bill. Looks kind of similar demeanour.
Curly hair.
Yeah, curly hair.
Uh,
And he wants them to see that that's the wrong route to go. Because like it always, the last few episodes, it seems if he's sitting back and letting Tarrant, yeah, on you go, you lead, go for it, and then I'll come in at the end and save everything, save the day, because that seems to be the current trend. And at that point, it's maybe sinking through that. Wait a minute here, it's Avon that's actually leading us. Sort of this, I think it's a ploy to get acceptance from the crew, because otherwise he's always going to be second fiddle.
Eddie, I admire your enthusiasm. I just think I'm afraid it's bad writing.
That's right. Okay.
honestly, if this was a role-playing game, this would be the week that Avon's character takes off and goes on vacation. Player takes off and goes on vacation, and Avon's just there, doing his thing. He's being run by the GM. Players get in trouble. He comes in, bang, bang, bang.
Yeah.
Takes care
Yeah.
of it.
Like
This
Mr.
Avon's sarcasm he's very quiet. He's just
But
it's not even
you're right though. Someone turns to the GM and says, "Oh, I'd like Avon's help. Sorry, Avon's busy with this rock."
Avon's off doing the rock. What? And then Callie has like an
He's
appointment
popped
or
out.
something. One
She's popped off for a cup of
he has to
tea.
leave early or something. Oh, Callie's helping him.
Yeah.
Did
Yeah,
they do a lot? Did they do a lot of Blake 7 merchandise at the time? Could you get an Avon pet rock?
No.
Or was that for the poor kids? It was like, you can have your own. You just go outside and pick up a brick.
That's the one. Hey,
The other thing is,
Yeah.
other thing from a production perspective,
yes.
so they show Federation Space Headquarters, and yet Servalan appears to be on board her blobby command ship, and they're talking about being below decks, and I'm thinking, so what, is her ship docked at Federation Space Command? What's going on there?
It occurred to me as well that, if I'm honest, now you mention it,
But what
Cheap
happened to
sets.
Serverland? Right, Serverland would never put up with that shit from nobody, right? So, somebody
Servalan
passed a
has
comment
the
that
thirst.
you somebody
She hasn't
down.
found anybody since Travis, okay, and even Travis wasn't up to her standards. This guy came in, he kind of ticked a few categories off, and then he started in on this, and she was all in for it because every once in a while she wants to feel dominated like that.
I
It's a
wonder what
classic
actually happened to
CEO
him.
thing.
I wonder if he got sent back to whatever he was doing, or if he got made a captain again.
No.
No, he died.
Oh,
He's
hello,
been
They killed him.
Yeah.
gentlemen. If could you just hit the?
Yeah, I'm getting them.
Thank you.
What's happening?
We got spam.
Oh, we'll get a bot. Cheers, Brian.
There's a second
Oh,
one.
he's still there.
No, there's two of them.
Nope, there were two. I took care of them.
Cool.
Killed them out.
The power, Brian. The power.
So I've got a question about the planet, right?
Right here. Yes.
So the harvest of Kairos,
Yes.
nobody can survive after that week on the planet. Yet somebody clearly had time at some point to build a road and a big bunker thing for where that spaceship landed.
An aircraft hangar for the spaceship. Yep.
Yeah, and the other thing as
Prefab.
well. Sorry,
It was a prefab construction. Very easy to put down.
dropped from orbit.
Yeah.
Okay, yeah, fair enough. Okay, I'll give you that. But escaping those things, not really much of a problem, is it?
No. Depends on how many there are and how big they get.
I'm just thinking of that final fight scene and how crap it really was.
Have you ever seen the movie The Mist?
No.
Yeah.
The most recent version of it?
The
know
remake. Yeah.
I know of it.
Okay, so there's these little spider things.
In that case, definitely watching it.
Is
They
there?
shoot acid tendrils out their butt.
It
Once
has
these
died.
acid tendrils hit you, it like degloves you, you know?
Aren't there gigantic things in the mist as well? Like enormous.
Yes, there are
things?
enormous things.
Yeah.
So I'm thinking that these bugs start out small. That's where you see all the webs and stuff coming from. And then the bigger they get, you see the guy in the costume crawling around on his hands and knees.
Yeah.
So if there's like 100,000 of the little ones, and maybe 1,000 of the big ones, you got a problem.
It's probably a queen laying eggs underneath the main tower. We're going to have to go down there and blow it.
And Siobhan wouldn't even go near that planet after saying all this.
Nuke it from orbit. It's the only way to be sure.
Mm-hmm.
So, and the last thing is, so Servalan, having successfully captured the Liberator,
Yes.
Yeah, that's what I was going to go.
then sends it back on some ridiculous macho mission to go and beat Tarrant in Mortal Kombat. Tarrant, who she's probably never actually bloody heard of before, and then suddenly, because basically she's got the hots for Jarvik, who's been boning her, and she just, and what a complete farce.
It's her
Yeah,
over-reliance
though.
on computer information that does her in.
It was totally a character for Servalan. The one, if she'd have heard that, or somebody in the lower decks is belittling your leadership, the guy would be dead within seconds. You would never have actually seen him in this
That's
episode.
why she brought him up. She was going to off him herself.
And then she took a wee fancy to him.
Let's see what's going on here.
And then the bit at the end, she gave up the Liberator too easily. And it was like, no. But you're right, it's the whole thing around it was over-reliance on computers.
Yeah.
But nah, I don't know.
Hey, do you want to know what episode you're watching next week?
Yes, please.
City at the End of the World.
Oh, is this the one where they have the time portal and McCoy goes through and they have to find him?
Sort of. It does.
Edge of the world. Sorry.
It does have Baben the Butcher in it. The guy we listened to on Blake 7 on the
Oh, dear
audios.
God.
This is where he came from. This is Colin Baker at 11.
Yeah.
Oh, dear God.
Yeah.
It's-
Also, I want to know just how much you hate Tarrant next week after this one.
I will
Yeah.
never listen to Aspandu Bali again. That's how the way it's working for me.
So, but yes.
Avon needs to put him in the plasma torpedo.
Oh yes,
launcher.
it's not published by Milk this time round, is it? It's been republished by somebody else. Maximum Power, Guide to all 64 episodes of Blake 7. Yes.
This is a bit tongue-in-cheek, this book, but it's quite funny. They also have some comments to make about the Harvest of Kairos. Now, I don't know how true this is, because this book is not necessarily to be taken totally seriously.
No.
But allegedly, this episode was the last straw for Jan Chappell, who played Callie. Presumably the one in which she said, "I want out."
Interesting. But like you say, that book is for charity.
Why exactly was it the last straw, though?
Is it for motor neurone disease? It's along the front of the cover.
Yeah, motor neuron disease. Yeah.
So it's worth getting. It is
It
a good
does-
book. I've got it, I think.
It does have some interesting comments. It says here, there's a lovely shot of the Liberator spinning through space, which I agree. It's a fantastic shot as it's fighting the
As they're
three.
rotating? Yeah.
Yeah, pursuit ships. Jarvik's zip gets lower as the episode goes on. Yes, yes, it does. And they're wondering what.
There's sexism. So this show kind of balances out Doomwatch on that aspect.
Sin, can you have this book handy for every episode, please?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Me?
Your name's Sinister, isn't it?
Yeah. Sorry.
Or is it
and-
merely an affectation?
Yeah, and one other comment they make here, which Servalan says, "Take him. Will you obey me?" And then blocks her guards from doing so by standing in front of them with her arms outstretched.
I know.
Also, I didn't pick up on this, although I always thought the line was a bit strange. Apparently, they reckon Avon's use of the word astute was dubbed on afterwards, and they reckon he said something else, where he says, "I understand that you are the most astute space commander," to Tarrant. Allegedly, they reckon that was dubbed on, and I've never caught up on that, if I'm honest with you. So again, but they do say the pantomime ant is pushing it, even for Blake 7.
I'm almost out of milk.
Well, this is how we can gauge. Siobhan, were you able to watch this episode and the big, huge spider-like creature? Did it give you nightmares?
No, because it was too damn funny. And it didn't seem
Yes.
spider-like to me.
It's got a Hoover bag on its arse.
Yeah.
Much more ant-like.
I
love
don't
the-
know actually what you could describe it as. It was very BBC.
Yeah. Except without the bubble wrap.
We got a quiz
Yeah.
to do.
Their ambition has exceeded their budget.
Are you ready for the quiz?
Oh, we're doing.
It's quiz time.
Do we have music for this?
No, you haven't done anything.
Okay.
Okay. All right. So for the quiz, do I
Yes.
go with 80s movies or cartoon characters?
I think you should surprise us. Maybe you could actually try guessing the answer.
Yeah, that ain't happening.
Eddie, I want you to take this as practice for if there's a quiz on the Friday night at Hooverville.
I might feel a bit ill on Friday night at Hooverville.
Why?
Quizzes and me don't agree. I did get one question right, the last one that three of us
He did.
I did, yes.
So did
Okay,
Brian.
so as before, I'm going to give you.
Yep.
I'm actually going to give you a visual and hopefully, in many cases, an audio demonstration of the device in question.
I'm going to put you full screen here.
Yeah, and then what I'm going to do
Ah.
is I'm going to then ask you. So I've put you on. I've put you so I can see the chat. I'm then going to say I'm going to count down from 5, and then on 5,
Oh.
you're going to commit your answers.
I can't. In that case, I don't think I can do that. Let me just see if I can.
Well,
Yes,
put
I
me
can.
on-
Yes, I can. Yes, I can.
Right. So, so we're going to start off with an easy one.
Right.
And this is a monstrosity. I've never.
I
particularly-
love it.
But allow me to demonstrate. So you can go forward. That's green, and back. That's blue. And there you go. So type in your answers, and on 5, 4,
Hang on.
3.
I need to put you in full screen and I can't. I've not got the chat page yet, so I'll need to bring that back.
So
Oh,
tell
come
me.
on. I figured out how to do it. Chat. Right, go for it.
So you're naming the doctor who owns this particular
Yeah.
device. Okay?
Oh, I've done
Yes,
it. There
yes,
you
of
go.
course.
3, 2, 1, go.
Okay.
the
This
mop.
is going to go as well as it did last time, isn't it?
5th.
You thought that was the 5th Doctor's sonic screwdriver?
Really?
So you're going to pick me up for saying the Fifth Doctor when somebody and remember it's Ukla the Mock.
No,
Come on.
that's what my "oh God, it's going to go as well as last time" comment was for.
At least
I'm
mine's was
not
the
even
Doctor.
gonna lie. I'm just gonna enter in.
It is the 12th Doctor.
Really? Is that
Second
Capaldi's?
edition, because he had the other one first.
Did you not? I thought Capaldi had the 11th Doctors. No, it got destroyed, didn't it?
No, he had it for his first season.
Yeah, well, they should have kept it. That's
I'm
horrible.
just
No,
saying
I
that
love
Ukla
that
the
one.
Mock had
Oh,
something
As a
exactly like
toy,
that with his
it's
Sundar
really
Rest
great, and it
Princess
does a lot
Ariel.
more than
His
other
friend,
toys. I
the
mean,
bad sorcerer Janice, whose head turned around and had 2 faces on the same head.
Can anyone tell me who MODOK is?
yes,
Yes, machine something only for killing.
machine operated device.
There's
He's part of
Did-
AIM.
Is he a big giant head on a floating
Yes.
platform? Yeah,
Yes.
there's a Lego set I want to buy with MODOK in it.
Oh, fair enough. You
Yeah.
get lots of
You know, got a
people
Disney
who-
show just now. Is MODOK not got a...
The
It does, it's
MODOK
crap.
was originally supposed to be
Next
a
question. We're doing a show. Next
Okay.
question.
But
Now, I must apologise. This next one is not charged. This one is actually a television remote control, but it's
Oh, I know that one.
also an excellent replica of the Sonic in question. And it slide in and out. So
Okay.
if everyone's ready, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Please commit your answers. Square root of 100.
It's 10.
What is the square root of 100?
10.
Has he got it right?
Yeah.
Well, there we go. Right.
Okay.
Well done,
Okay.
Brian. Well done.
Now then, I've got a little bit of a trick one coming up.
Oh,
now,
here we go.
because there are 2 versions of this particular device,
Hmm.
and I want them in the right order. There is the first one.
Right.
There is the second one. There are the 2 together.
See when?
Which is the first one?
We'll have the thick stripes as the first one, thin
Right.
stripes as the second one. Okay, you ready? Which Doctor are they? And you get a bonus point. Yeah, that's a bonus point if you can tell me which order they should be in terms of appearance. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and go. Third, thin, thick. So you think that one's first?
Yeah.
That one's second.
Yeah. I'm
I
probably
think that's
wrong.
right. I think that's right.
Oh, Jesus.
I'm open
Christ,
to
is it?
correction.
All right.
I'm
Okay.
open.
That was a guess.
Sidious, third and second. Are you hedging your bets there?
No.
I think he's weeping quietly to himself.
I'll give you half a point
Ah.
because he's put 2 there,
Yeah.
and also
So did Eddie.
Eddie. Yes. Oh, I'm coming to Eddie. Eddie, you get half a point as well because you've also put 2. Okay. Right. Oh, now then,
I didn't put 2. I said the third.
you put 4/3.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Was the second Doctor's and third? Sorry, I thought.
No, it's just the third.
All right, but okay. Third thing. So the third had. All right. Okay. So the third had 2 versions.
Right. Okay. Now this next one.
Oh, right. Yeah, I can't remember her name.
Yeah.
Oh, hang on a second.
Um.
Oh, what was her name? What was her name? What was her name? Okay.
5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Commit your answers, please.
I don't remember her name, but I do remember her job.
None of you are correct.
Oh.
This is the second Doctor's sonic screwdriver that I've yet to completely modify.
Oh.
It was a pen torch, and I've got a couple of them. And basically, I need to take off some of the writing that's
So,
on
it's
there.
not that, it's just that we could see the pen thing, so he thought pen, therefore Sonic pen, therefore that woman.
Ah.
Yeah, that
Yeah,
was a trick question.
that was a
That
trick
wasn't
question.
fair.
I had no idea, but Siobhan said, "Oh, it's that woman's." So I'm thinking woman. So it was like. So I
Okay.
had that.
Next one, then.
Mm-hmm. That's the same answer.
Don't care, it's not complete.
That's not complete.
That's the same answer. Can I do that like that? Can I? Yeah, there we go.
Are you all saying it's the same answer?
Yeah.
Yes.
Sure.
You are correct.
Right, yeah.
Yes.
Good.
Okay.
The
Next.
second Doctor screwdriver originally looked like before it got broken.
Don't know. Anyway, next. This one's got batteries in it.
There we go.
Could be wrong.
Right here.
5, 4, 3, 2, 1, go. Siobhan is correct. It is actually the Master's laser screwdriver.
I think Brian's dead.
Brian put
What?
11.
I put 11.
Oh! Sorry. I'm having trouble following all this. Next up.
Okay. Now I have two versions of this, but I wouldn't read too much into it. Actually, no. Sorry. Let's do this one first.
Ah,
Wonka.
yeah. That one's fairly simple.
5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Please commit your answers. War Doctor, Q, and Eddie's put 4.
44.
44.
Yeah.
War Doctor is the correct answer. Next one. We're getting into areas of subtlety now.
We are.
Yeah.
I think I've got it wrong, but what the hell?
5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Please commit your answers. 8th Doctor.
I know what the other alternative could be, but
What's the alternative?
Fifth Doctor.
I think it's the 5th Doctor.
There we go.
Right. Now. Well, actually, no, I'm going to give you the benefit of the doubt there. I think it is the 8th Doctor's one because I don't think I've put up the 5th Doctor's one yet. Next.
That's the Fifth Doctor's one.
Well, then that's
Straight for a 5.
Yeah, I'm gonna go that and get it wrong.
Everyone answered?
Yeah.
There are two versions of this. One is the 5th, one is the 4th.
Oh, here we go again.
That's the one I just showed you.
Mm-hmm.
That's the other one.
Mm-hmm.
I seem to recall that I think this is the 5th,
Yes,
and I think that is the 4th.
I have no life.
You're running away with us.
I have no life.
Anyway, right. Next one. Ready?
No.
Oh.
That's easy enough. It's a side of
Please
that.
commit, please commit your answers now.
We all got it right.
Yay! You all got it right.
Something
Okay.
that ghastly I'm not going to forget.
Ooh.
It's okay. I don't like the asymmetry of it, but it's all right.
I was going to put down the witching hour.
Right.
You've got to have it to complete your collection. Sinister. You've got to go.
Next one.
It's my favourite.
Compensating for something.
Yeah, you all got
Confusing
it.
the polarity.
Now, before we go on to the final entry in this quiz, I'd just like to show you some variations of that 11th Doctor. There's no points for this. This is my Wii controller.
Oh, I'm right, yeah.
Oh, nice.
Yeah.
Very good.
How cool is that? How cool is that? That's my Wii controller.
That's fantastic.
This is my toothbrush.
Me.
This is an actual screwdriver with actual spare bits inside. An actual sonic screwdriver. It's quite heavy, actually, this one. And the last version I've got of that is this one. It doesn't open up. This is a remote control, much like the other one I showed you earlier. This is a TV remote.
Oh, I
You
got
bought that.
given
I
that.
remember
You don't have
that
the
being on
Harry
the
Potter
market.
one?
Sorry?
You don't have the Harry Potter TV remote where you cast
No.
a spell and
No, but the one company, I've got a couple of Sonics, I've got a bunch of their phasers and a couple of communicators from Star Trek.
All I know
Okay.
is I went to the press launch for that. Lovely people. Helped them out identifying some of the sonic screwdriver sounds on there because they weren't sure what they were. And then I got given one as a press thing. So I had one of these. But the trouble is, it's cylindrical and it rolls. And if it
Yes.
rolls, it means it moves, which means suddenly your TV's doing all sorts of interesting things.
Yes. Okay.
Last one. then.
Last entry. This one's made of metal, by the way. It's aluminium with stainless steel on the top. Whose sonic screwdriver is this? No sounds, I'm afraid. This one was made for me by a friend a long time ago.
Nice.
Please commit your answers.
I think it might be something else, but I'm going to give it that.
None of you are correct. This sonic screwdriver is mine.
Well, there we go, boys and girls. Who'd have thought it?
This is my own.
None of us got that.
This is my own personal sonic screwdriver, one of a kind.
Do you want
There
the
we-
scores?
I have no idea what the scores are. I wasn't
I'm-
counting.
I got them.
I'm pretty damn certain Siobhan won that.
I think so.
And actually, we didn't get very many silly answers from
Brian,
Brian.
Mine was sick. Second.
next time I'll do porn stars or something.
listen, you better be this
You were
good.
your second.
You two had better be this good if there's a quiz on the Friday night at Hooverville. I
Oh.
intend to win us. We
I
win this
missed one
quiz.
out. I missed one out. It doesn't matter now. Consider this a bonus.
Oh, right, okay. Oh, rather.
It's got two settings: blue, and if you
Or-
take this thing off the side, red.
Oh, that's
Excellent.
nice. Where's my... I don't know where my Riversonic screwdriver's come. Somewhere. It went somewhere.
Quite a
There we
nice
go.
one, though.
Right then, schedule for the next week coming up. Wednesday night at 10:30 UK time, 5:30 Eastern, we'll be looking at The Idiot's Lantern and making comments about it. Friday night coming up, we at 9 p.m. UK time, 4 p.m. Eastern, we have the Genesis of the Daleks reaction. Then on Saturday we have the RPG, which is not for kids. That starts approximately 8 in the UK, 3 in the at Eastern. And then Sunday night is Next Flashing Blade, where we'll be looking at Underworld. Some big finish, depending what drops. Oh, no. We're doing that War Master set. Sorry, we're doing that War Master set. That Iron Thing for Doomwatch.
Iron Planet. The Iron Doctor.
Okay, this is it. I'm going to have to, aren't I?
Iron Brew.
Hang on, no.
Iron Brew.
Iron Brew?
Iron Legion.
Why am I doing this? Look, all I want...
Iron Warriors?
Thank you very much. That's nice and simple.
Iron Doctor.
Just. It is actually the Iron Doctor. How good are you feeling right now?
Well, made up for the mediocre performance on the Sonic Screwdriver quiz because that was the last.
Yeah, next week, just quick reminder, next week he's doing a TARDIS Police Box 1.
Oh yeah.
Oh, I'll definitely do porn stars for that one then.
So, what you got coming up this week? Brian?
Working.
Slightly unworrying, but okay.
It's going to be an interesting week.
Okay. Okay, we shall come back to this next weekend. Eddie?
Working, and it's another week to be taken away towards getting to Hooverville. So it'll be a fortnight
Yes.
away by the end of this week.
Looking forward to that. Sinister.
Plotting.
Okay, remember, I do not want possession of Australia. Everything there tries to kill you, whether it can or not. All right? Give me somewhere Scandinavian. All right?
I'll take possession of Australia because I need, saber fang kangaroos that I can ride.
Okay.
Too much
Siobhan,
World of Warcraft.
You get Finland.
Oh, great. I'm a woman of a certain size, and so you decide to mock me by giving me Finland.
Finland, not Finland.
I thought I was actually the whole, Norway, Sweden, Denmark thing. The whole,
You
that
just said
whole
part-
thing.
You said
Well,
part
just
of
give her
Scandinavia.
Scandinavia in general.
Yeah. Just give me Scandinavia with easy access to Amsterdam.
Okay, you can get the whole of Scandinavia apart from Legoland, which is mine.
I honestly thought that's where you'd be putting your palace.
Yes, yeah.
Quite frankly.
You have enough bricks.
Yeah.
Yes.
Sean wants Italy, Greece, and Turkey for some reason. Obviously, the boy likes
No.
doner kebabs.
Hey, Sean, do you like gladiator movies?
Actually, it does.
You ever been in a Turkish prison, Sean?
And we're going.
Actually, it has.
And yeah, we're going. We badly need to go now. Say goodbye very quickly, boys.
Goodbye, very quick, boys.
Bye very quickly.
Yeah, that.
You've got to fight for what you want, for all that you believe. It's right to fight for what we want, to live the way we please. As long as we have done our best, then no one can do more. And life and love and happiness are well worth fighting for. They're well worth fighting for.
No John Levine was harmed in the making of this John Levine. Boom, boom, shakalaka, laka, boom.